The first pattern that I want to teach everybody is a common pattern that's been taught for many, many, many years. The pattern is called a tumbao pattern. And this pattern is a traditional Cuban pattern that can be heard in cha-cha. It can be heard in different rumba styles and whatnot, depending on the tempo. But we're going to start really simple. So I hope you guys practice all those techniques and all those tones that we talked about, because this guy is generating a really nice eighth note pattern on the congas. It can be played on one drum, but we'll play it on two for right now, okay? Let me play it for you first, and then I'm going to break down what we're doing here, okay? Could you guys hear Oye Como Va in there? That's a very basic structured pattern of that famous song written by Tito Puente and then made famous again by Santana. Listen back to that song and you'll hear that pattern, so you can even practice this along to that song. Now what we're going to do, guys, is I'm just thinking eighth notes. I'm thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the easy part, I'll show you 4 and first of all. 4 and is just two open tones on your larger drum. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, now majority of what was happening in that tumbao pattern is left hand. So I've had some people say, I'm right-handed, I got to play it the other way. I'm right-handed too. We got to learn it this way, guys. So anyways, the right hand is still the strong hand. We're going in that direction. So the right hand, if you watch me play it again, watch my right hand only for a second. Ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the right hand is actually only playing the 2 as an open slap, and then the 4 and is 2 open tones. So the right hand's not doing much. So that's the easy part of this, okay? Now the tricky part, I gotta break this down so you guys can see what I'm doing. On beats 1 and 3, I've got a bass tone. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So in reality, the bass tone is being played on 1 and 3, much like you'd play in a basic rock beat on your bass drum, 1 and 3. So the trick comes in with the tip, okay, and we were talking about the heel tip technique in an earlier segment of the video, is you got to go back and practice that, because once you've got the heel tip technique started, it's not about getting it fast, just getting it comfortable so you can get those 2 different tones. This is the tricky part, because, and this is how we're going to break this down really, really simple, okay? So here it is. I'm going to go heel, tip, slap, okay? 1 and 2. So that's the first 3 notes, okay? 1 and 2, okay? Now the next thing that happens, we go 1 and 2 and. So it's another tip. You're actually going to have 2 tips in a row, okay? Watch this. 1 and 2 and. Again. So the next thing that happens is actually easy, because after we play that tip on the end of 2, we're dropping our hand to the bass tone for beat 3. Here it is. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Again. 1 and 2 and 3. 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 Now don't be discouraged, guys. We're almost there. And the thing is, this is not, I don't want to say this is an easy pattern, but it is a common pattern, okay? Once you got this, the door is really going to open up for you guys, okay? So we're almost there. We're at 1 and 2 and 3. All we need is one more tip on the end of 3. Ready? Here it is. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So once you've got that, all we got to do is add the 4 and over here. This guy's left hand's job is done until we repeat it. Okay. So here's the whole thing, guys. I'll try to do it as slow as I can. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 So now that you've learned the basic tumbao pattern, this is a really, really great start. If any of you ever get a chance to go study with some Cuban masters of this instrument, you're going to need to at least know that. It's kind of like the 8th note rock beat of being able to play drums. So once you've got that, I would suggest try to play it, a slow tempo to medium tempo. I'm going to show you a real quick trick what I do when I play it fast. So I'm going to start it slow, and I'm going to try to take it up to medium. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, once I get it to that speed and hold it there, which is a little bit faster than cha-cha tempo, I had to change my technique slightly because I was playing along to a lot of Tito Puente music. I'd put it on and I'd try to play fast mambos and things like that. And the tumbadora players on those albums were so spectacular, and here's me trying to copy that. But when I finally was able to copy that, I was using sort of a rendition version of the tumbao, something like this, and I'll tell you what I was doing here. And that would work, because I'd be able to sit in with some groups and they'd be like, wow, that sounds great. But I'm actually not playing all the 8th notes, okay? Some of you may have noticed that. So what I'm actually doing there is I'm not playing the and of 2 on the tip. I'm basically playing that whole exact pattern, that same exact pattern, but eliminating one tip. I just found it was really kind of, it was slowing me down, and it was hard to play that. There's so many great masters that can do it. I'm definitely not a conga master, but I do love playing this instrument. So I would eliminate the end of 2 on the tip and be able to play that pattern a little faster to sort of do a faux mambo. And so on and so on. So there, guys, is the tumbao pattern for the congas. Have fun.